Oh, hello, Mr. Matson. I didn't see you come in here. Well, we all had our doubts about this project, you especially, but we got her done. So, I have a story to tell you. It was a cold winter, and the snow was deep in the woods surrounding the logging camp near the Dungarvon River, but there was plenty of game to be found if you were a good hunter, so the men didn't go hungry. The camp cook was a jolly fellow, and quite rich for a logger. He kept his life savings in a money belt that he wore at all times. Now, an Irish lumberjack named Ryan wanted the cook's money and made a plan to get it. He was the best hunter in camp, and he promised to teach the cook his secrets. The two men set off on one Sunday on a hunting trip. When they were deep in the woods, Ryan turned his rifle on the cook and shot him dead. Then he took the money belt off the body, hacked his way through the ice and snow, and buried it deep in the ground. When he returned to camp alone, Ryan told his fellow loggers that they had been attacked by a bear. Ryan claimed to have been knocked out by a glancing blow and said that when he came to, he found the cook had been dragged away. Ryan told the lumberjacks that he had tried to track the bear, but a snowstorm had obliterated the tracks. Search parties were sent out, but they found no trace of the dead cook. Meanwhile, Ryan made himself scarce while the men were out searching, and no one ever found out where he went. At sundown that night, the lumberjacks heard a terrible screaming coming from everywhere at once and from nowhere. The men recognized the voice as that of the cook. They searched desperately for the man as the screams grew louder and louder, but there were no tracks in the snow save their own. After 10 minutes, the screams stopped as abruptly as they started. The men searched again in the morning for the cook, but could find no trace of him. At dusk that night, the screams began again. The men were terrified and decided that it must be the ghost of the cook screaming in terror. By this time, they knew Ryan was gone from the camp, and the lumberjacks began to question the Irishman's story of the bear attack. At dusk every evening for several weeks, the ghost of the cook shrieked out his terror and rage over his murder. All action in the logging camp ceased at the first sound of the Dungarvon Whooper, as the ghost came to be called, and no one dared move until the sound died away. At the first sign of spring, the loggers packed up camp and hurried away. The ghost was not heard so frequently after the camp was disbanded, but local residents were still subjected every so often to the terrible screams of the Dungarvon Whooper. The ghost hung around the region for many years, and the residents finally called the priest to lay the spirit to rest. The holy man prayed over the area and tried to exorcise the spirit with bell, book, and candle, but the ghost was too strong for him, and he left in defeat. To this day, people living in Miramichi countryside sometimes hear the eerie screaming of the Dungarvon Whooper when they walk outside at dusk. Actually, I know 3 hunters who have experienced the Dungarvon Whooper firsthand. Here's their story.
Man, she's getting some cold out now.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to snow like this way.
Yeah, I wish I'd have brought my winter hat. My ears are getting cold.
I think it's time we find a partridge, don't you think? Yeah, we could head home pretty soon.
Well, wait. We should get Mason to try and do his partridge call then.
Yeah, I'll give her a trap. You got a pretty... We're bound to find some partridge now, boys.
Really hope we find one.
Guys hear that? Guys hear that?
Boys, I hear that.
I hear it too.
He sounds like a 4-pounder.
Get down. So hope we don't hear us. There he is. There he is. Right there, right there, right there. That's the biggest bird I've ever seen in my life.
Pull its head right off.
Bam! God, boy, she's huge.
I can't wait to taste that bird.
It's a decent size.
He's a good size.
Yeah, she's good.
We got her good, boys.
Woo!
Don't worry, boys. That was only one call. It could have been a moose or anything.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Woo!
I don't know, boys. I think we should get out of here.
Boys, you gotta get out of here.
Get out of here.
Oh my god, we could do the Dungarvon Whooper.
Holy fuck it, like.
This is where he does the big front flip.
I'm losing your components.
That's the biggest bird I've ever seen in my life.
Three.
Set off on a Sunday. Now when I slumped, I wasn't even looking at the... I started off, I had obliterated the tracks. The ghost was not heard of. Had been dragged away. Ryan took...
Cut. Tell him to left.
Storm had obliterated the tracks. Search parties were... I can't read.
Cut.
I can't read. I can't read right now. I need to drink. Bird! Birds! No. It's the pants! It's the pattern.
3, 2.
Go on Creepy Canada. I seen that Creepy Canada.
I know what happened. Just because I used to play hockey in my news. It was all about this cook, and he used to cook for them, and there was this one lad, I think, that...
The boss.
Yeah, it was the boss.
They ran out of meat and they cut him up and put him in the stove.
No.
No, the... Oh, that is too funny. This is the video on the Sasquatch. He wears a green sweater and he's fucked in the head.
Way to fucking swear.
Yeah, I know what you mean, like... Ow! Hit me right in the side of the car.
Get somebody to run with it. Fuck, I don't know how to work these things. Oh,
The rifles were cocked. Half of my arms, my cock.
Ah, fuck's sakes, I'm recording. How's that happen?
Start over again, I swore.
Face you, fuck. Go.
Oh!
Nah, I ruined that. No, do it again. I fucked that up.
They're just making sure that we're not idiots.
They're trained.
Oh, that was perfect, actually.